Hello everybody, it's me Charlotte, and today I'm going to show you guys how to crochet the Tunisian spa cloth set. Now, this is not what you saw in the thumbnail. My mom saw those and had to have them, so she kind of took my sample, but I did make this little small sample piece here, and this is just to show you exactly what it will look like. Of course, it will be bigger, but I really like this as a spa cloth set because I'll tell you why. This is Tunisian Crochet, and it's a very thick, dense fabric. This is what the back looks like. This is the front, but it's very thick and very dense. It doesn't have much stretch or give, but what I really love these for is when you've had a really bad day or you just don't feel well, you take one of these, you run it in some warm water, you wring it out real good, and you just put it over your face, and you just feel better. It holds the heat from the water a little longer because it is so thick and so dense. You could even get it wet, put it in the freezer, let it get a little, cold, put it on your face. It holds it very well because it is thick and dense. But that's what I really love using these for. If you make a full-sized one, like I did, they're kind of too heavy and too big to really do dishes with, and they're just kind of bulky for that, I would say, for that use. But as a spa cloth, just to put it on your face, excuse me, and just relax and really just take a minute to yourself. That's what I really love using these for, so that's what I recommend it for. But you can use it for anything. You can make them smaller, you could wipe down your counters. It's a really nice fabric, nice material. This is 100% cotton, and I think it looks nice. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that, but first I want to say thank you for everyone who has subscribed to my channel. Thank you for liking and commenting and sharing my videos. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so now. And if you'd like to follow me on Facebook, that link will be in the description below. Alright, we're going to get into how to Tunisian crochet a spa cloth. Alright, what you're going to need, you need a couple things. You're going to need a Tunisian crochet hook. It's a very long crochet hook, as you can see. You're going to need, if your yarn or your cotton, for instance, I'm using this as a border, but it calls for a 5mm crochet hook. You want to go up one hook size if you're doing Tunisian crochet because it tends to curl kind of like stockinette does in knitting. If you go up one hook size, though, you should be good. You'll still get a little curling, but we're going to add a border, so that'll take care of it. So just remember to go up a hook size with your Tunisian crochet hook if you're going to Tunisian crochet. Okay, then you're going to need the size hook that the yarn calls for to do your border. I'll show you how to do that as well. That's what you need, and if you're going to do a spa cloth or a washcloth or anything that you prefer, you're going to want to use cotton. I think cotton holds up better, it washes better. It's just a better material for washcloths, spa cloths, dishcloths, whatever. So this is 100% cotton, and like I said, I lost the sleeve to this yarn, but I believe it's like Bernat Handicrafter cotton, I believe. And this here is just the Lily Sugar and Cream. This is what I'm going to use for the border. You can find this stuff at your local Walmart. You can find it at your local hobby store, whatever. It's not hard to find. Okay, Tunisian crochet. You want to make a slip knot, like always. You want to take your Tunisian crochet hook, and you want to insert it. Now, if you want to do a spa cloth, you can make it as big as you want. The one that I did that was, about the size of an actual washcloth, I think I chained like 34. But this is just going to be a small sample that I'm going to show you guys how to just do it. But you can chain as many as you want, however wide you want your washcloth to be. Okay, so we're just going to chain. We've gone over chaining before in the past. You just grab your yarn, pull it through, grab your yarn, pull it through. If you need a little a reminder on how to do it. There'll be something on the screen here where you can click and go to that video where I go much slower on how to do a chain. And then after you've watched that, you can come back and do this. Alright, so I've chained a few here. I don't even know how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now to start the Tunisian crochet. It's much different than regular crochet. You want to skip that first. Remember, we have our chain side here. We have our humps and bumps on this side. Cotton is a little harder to see, but you'll see it in real life. It's easier than it is on camera. You have humps. You want to skip that first hump, and you want to go into the second hump. So you take your hook, put it into the second hump. Remember, I'm using my long Tunisian crochet hook. Grab some of that working yarn, pull it through that hoop, or that hump in the back. You're not going to do anything else with it. What you're going to continue to do is go through the humps. So you're going to go into the next hump, pull up another loop. Again, we go into the next hump, grab some working yarn, pull it through that hump. And that's all you want to do to the very end, is just go through and pull up. You want to leave them on your hook. Kind of like knitting. You have most of your stitches just on your hook. And you want to do that to the end. Now I will tell you the chain, picking up those stitches on the chain can be a little challenging. Take your time, go slow, you'll get it. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just going through those humps, inserting my hook through the hump, picking up some working yarn and bringing it up and just letting it stay on my hook here. The last hump to pick up is a little challenging sometimes. Pick up that working yarn, pull it through, and there you have it. Now you have all of your loops on your hook. Now what you want to do is you want to take your working yarn and pull it through one of those stitches that was on your hook. Just one. Now you're going to pick up some more yarn and you're going to go through 2 of those stitches. Pick up more yarn, pick up or go through 2 of those stitches. The rest of the way down, you're just going to go through 2. You're going to pick up some yarn and go through 2. Pick up some yarn, go through 2. Pick up some yarn and pull it through 2. And you're going to do that all the way to the end, like so. When I get to the very last stitch, I like to pull on my working yarn just a little bit to tighten up this edge. Now to go back. Right here you can see there's a vertical bar. It goes up and down. It's very distinctive. You can see it. It goes up and down. And all you want to do is find that first one, not the edge, but the first vertical bar that goes up and down. You want to take your hook and you just want to go underneath that vertical bar, like that. You want to pick up some of your working yarn and kind of bring it down underneath that vertical bar. Now you have another loop on your hook. Keep it on there. You're going to go through all these vertical bars, just like so. You want to go underneath all the vertical bars, pick up some working yarn, pull it through, bring it up onto your hook. Vertical bar, bring it up, go under that vertical bar, get some working yarn, pull it through, bring it up. Vertical bar, go underneath it, pull some working yarn underneath it, pull it up on your hook. Again, insert your hook underneath that vertical bar, pick up some working yarn, pull it through, keep it on your hook. And you want to do that to the end. Now that was our last vertical bar. Now you come to the edge. Now on the edge, if you turn it sideways, you'll see kind of like a braid. What you want to do is you want to go underneath that edge braid, under both of the braid. Like the braid, you want to go under both of those. So you want to pick up the side piece. You want to go through both, pick up some working yarn, and pull it through. Now you have to go back. Oops, knocked the table over. All right, well, just about knocked it over. Now to go back, when you go back, your first stitch, you're only going to take some working yarn and go through 1. Okay, but for all the others, you're going to pull some working yarn and go through 2 stitches. It's only on the very edge, on this edge that you're only going to go through 1 for your first stitch. Go through 2, working yarn, 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 go through 2. And you just want to keep grabbing some working yarn, pulling it through 2 until you reach the end. Remember, at the end, I like to give it a little tug to make sure that edge side stays nice and tight. And now we're left with more vertical bars. We're going to do the same thing, guys. We're going to find our vertical bar, not the edge, just that first vertical bar, and you're going to go underneath it, pick up some working yarn, pull it through, and keep it on your hook. Again, vertical bar, just like that. Find that vertical bar, put your hook underneath it, pick up some working yarn, pull it underneath that vertical bar, and keep it on your hook. Do that all the way to the end. And I'm going to show you the end piece one more time. Okay, that was my last vertical bar. Now I come to the end, and you can see there's like a hole right here. It's our edge piece. If you turn it to the side, it's kind of like a braid. All you want to do is take your hook and kind of go into that hole, and you want to go under that whole braid, like so. Pick up some working yarn, pull it through. Now it's back on your hook. Now we need to work back. For the first stitch, excuse me, on the first stitch going back, you want to take some working yarn and only go through the first one, okay? Now all the rest you'll be going through 2. So grab your working yarn and go through 2. Now you want to do that until your piece of fabric, your washcloth or spa cloth, is as long as you want it to be, okay? So we'll pretend, actually I have a piece right here I'm going to switch to, but we're going to pretend we worked up until our length was perfect for us. Now I have some here. It's a little sample piece I did before, just to show you how to finish it off. Now you can see, I just worked my way back. I was going to go back and pick up our vertical bars to make another row, but I've decided this is long enough. So now you can see we have holes. Can you see that? We have to close those holes, okay? So let's close the holes. All you want to do is find that vertical bar again, go under it like normal, pick up some working yarn, pull it through, bring it up. Now you're going to take your hook again and you're going to pull what we just pulled up underneath that vertical bar. You're going to pull it through that stitch. I'm going to show you in slow motion. Well, not real slow motion, but my slow motion. We're going under that vertical bar. I'm going to pick up some working yarn, pull it through, and then we're going to take that same piece of working yarn we just pulled through and we're going to pull it through there. You want to do this one, I don't know if you want to call it binding off or what, but when you do this, you really want to make sure your hook is on top of your work. Pull it through. Kind of makes it not so tight. It's like a slip stitch, I guess. So, you do that for all the vertical bars. Just keep going underneath those vertical bars, bringing up some yarn, making sure that it's on the top, and then just pulling it through. Like so. Here's our last vertical bar. Now we're going to go into the edge like we have been. You can kind of see now that it's a little bit longer. You can see our chain work at the end. You want to go right into that hole. There's a chain here at the side. You want to go into that hole, go under both bars of that chain, like so. Bring up some working yarn. Now, if you're going to do a border, if you don't want to do a border, you can just go ahead, do this, tie it off, weave in your ends. If you want to do a border, what you're going to want to do is insert your hook into that side chain, you know, to finish off. Bring up some working yarn. Now you want to kind of take out your crochet, the Tunisian crochet hook. Now you want to grab the right size one. Now we're going to get our border color. Take our right size hook, insert it through both of those loops that we had pulled up. You want to finish off this stitch with your border color. So all I'm going to do, take my border color, hook it on there to that hook, pull it through both of those loops. Now this is going to be a little loose. It's just like changing color in knitting, if you think about it. Pull on some of your yarn, tighten up those sides, and because it's cotton, it kind of stays a little better than the yarn you usually work with. Now you're going to chain one. Remember to chain one, you just take some working yarn and go through that loop. Now you can see in this hole where we just went through, you want to go ahead and you want to do 2 single crochets in that hole. To do that, you take your hook, go directly into that hole. You can actually take the 2 strands, the 2 different color strands, your tails, and you can put it right there on top. We're going to crochet over them. Pick up some working yarn, bring it up, go 1, that was 1, we need 2. So we're going to go back into that same exact hole. As you can see, we're going to go right back into that same exact hole, bring up some working yarn, pull it through, and do another single crochet. Okay, now you want to go into all these little holes on the side and do a single crochet. So we're going to go in. You can still crochet over your tails. Bring up some working yarn, single crochet, go into the next hole, bring up some working yarn, grab some more working yarn, go through both loops, next hole, bring up some yarn, grab some more working yarn, go through both loops. We have 2 holes left. Trying to do this through the viewfinder, not so easy. Okay, bring up your working yarn, go through 2. Now we're at our last hole, and it's going to be right where our slip knot was. Right where our slip knot was when we first started. You want to go into that hole, and you want to do 3 single crochet. Okay, and you can crochet over your slip knot tail. You want to do 3 single crochet. So there's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. 3 single crochet in each corner. So all 3 went into that same hole. Now you can see we have our next hole or our next stitch that we need to go into. We're going to go into that hole, and this is our chain that we started with, so it can be a little tight. Just wiggle it in there, do a single crochet, find your next, go in there, single crochet, and you want to single crochet all along the edge, okay? So I'm just single crocheting all along the edge until my very last stitch on this side, right here, and I'm going to put 3 in there. So I'm going to go 1, 2, and 3. That was 3 single crochets in the same hole. That's just to turn our corner. Now we work on this side. We find our next hole, do a single crochet. We're going to single crochet all the way up this side. Okay, this is our last stitch on this side. So we're going to put 3 in. So that was 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to work on the top. And we're just going to find our stitches, insert our yarn, and single crochet all along the top here. Just like so. And my yarn is variegated, so it's starting to change color. Oops. Okay. Now we're back to where we started. We started with 2 into here. Actually, we had 1 more. Okay, we started with 2 right there when we first started our border. We want to put one more in that same hole, and now we're going to join it. You're going to find the top braid, the top stitch there, insert your hook, bring through that working yarn, bring through again. We're going to cut our yarn, grab some more working yarn, pull it through, pull tight, weave in your ends, and there you have it. I think it's super cute. You may have to re-watch this video a few times, but if you understand the concept of single crochet, and if you understood what I was trying to explain with the Tunisian crochet, you should have no problems. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so now. If you'd like to follow me on Facebook, that link is in the description below. And until next time, I hope you all have a super wonderful, fabulous day, and happy crocheting. Bye!